Hi, my name is Allie, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the role of the candidate. We're going to be looking through the lens of Jacob Black as he applies to a position with the company Inspire. Before we take a look at Jacob's experience, we need to level set a few things specific to recruiting. Candidate management has evolved over the past several years. Gone are the days of candidates applying in droves. Instead, companies of all shapes, sizes, and industries have entered the phase of the passive candidate. This means that you need to go to the candidates instead of the candidates coming to you. In addition to this, candidates are expecting a consumer-like look and feel to their application process. They expect it to be mobile first. They're expecting things like digital assistants and artificial intelligence, almost like using a Twitter or Instagram for their first experience. That's what's driving our approach to the candidate-centric recruiting. 80% of candidates that drop off from an application won't ever return. So we want to make sure that you can capture the candidates the first time around and lock in that top talent. Hence functionality that you're about to see, like digital assistants and artificial intelligence, as well as the solution being a mobile-first cornerstone of Oracle's candidate experience. And the proof is in the customer success. This innovative recruiting solution has hundreds of licensed customers from virtually every industry and region of the world. So with that being said, let's dive in and see how Jacob begins his application process. Jacob checks his email in the morning and he's received a targeted marketing campaign from the company Inspire. It's really piqued his interest as to what Inspire can help him with. So he's able to click into that email to be brought to the career site that Inspire has put together. This career site has stunning visuals, and it really has a ton of different multimedia that Jacob is able to explore to learn more around Inspire as an organization. When he takes a look at this career site, this can be one of multiple career sites that Inspire can create, really helping candidates to understand exactly what Inspire has to offer. Before Jacob applies, though, Jacob knows that he has options for his next career move. There's a ton of different opportunities out there for him, so he wants to make sure that Inspire has the things he's looking for in an organization and next step in his career. This means that through the career site, organizations need to continue to attract those candidates and differentiate themselves from the pack. One of the ways that organizations are able to differentiate themselves is through using emerging technology within Oracle HCM Cloud. This means using things like the digital assistant to help Jacob understand what else they have to offer. For example, if Jacob lands on this career site and he has a few other additional questions around what the organization has to offer, traditionally what he would have to do is go and call the recruiter, send an email, or just say forget it and go on to a different career site. Instead, what he's able to do through Oracle HCM Cloud is utilize the digital assistant to answer all of his questions. This is saving Jacob time and energy, it's engaging him more in the candidate process, and it's saving the recruiters time on their side by not having to answer a lot of these FAQs. The digital assistant that Jacob comes across within this career site is similar to other digital assistants that Jacob is used to using in his everyday life. It's using natural language processing to understand Jacob's verbiage and respond back with the appropriate response. Using the digital assistant, Jacob has a few questions he needs to make sure Inspire checks the box on before he would even consider applying for a position. When he asks the digital assistant, "Do you have international opportunities?" the digital assistant replies back with the appropriate response. He notices through the digital assistant he can also use voice to text. He decides to try that functionality out for his next question. Jacob speaks into his phone, "Do you match 401k?" He's pleased with the response that comes back and sees that Inspire also checks that box for him. The last question that he asks the digital assistant is, "Do you offer parental leave?" Being able to ask these work-life balance type questions is also a way where Inspire can continue to engage Jacob. Checking the box on all the things Jacob is looking for in an organization, he's pleased to understand all the information he needed through the digital assistant without ever having to pick up the phone or call a recruiter. With Inspire including everything that he's looking for in an organization so far, he continues his job search. Viewing all jobs, Jacob is now brought to a page that has everything that he needs based on his job search. He finds the position that he's looking for, which is that HR service desk operator position. And again, he's doing this all on a mobile device. The application process needs to be mobile first. So all Inspire had to do was create the career site and it's able to be rendered on any device at any time. When Jacob is brought to the job description, he sees a plethora of information around what this job description includes, but he's also brought to multimedia content. Continuing on down the job description, at the very end of the page, Jacob also sees there's targeted marketing content specific to him. What this is doing is looking at the browsing habits and cookies on Jacob's phone and serving up additional content that Inspire has created. This is once again giving Jacob a very targeted and streamlined experience specific to him. Jacob decides to apply to this position. He's excited and thinks this might be the right fit for him, so he clicks Apply Now. When Jacob hits Apply Now, he's brought to a page that looks pretty interesting to him. He's used to, whenever he applies for a position, having to create a username and password. Traditionally, what happens next to Jacob is he goes back to the career site and forgets his username and password. He has to then call the recruiter, or he says forget it and just moves on. Instead, Oracle has taken a different approach. We have what's called frictionless apply, and what that means is that he's just using his email address to create this account for him, and that email address is that unique identifier he can use to come back to this profile, as well as check the status of his application or apply to other additional applications. So Jacob types in that email address, hits next, and now he's able to parse either a resume, LinkedIn, or even an Indeed profile. In the future, Jacob will also be able to use his phone number as that unique identifier as well, in addition to his email address. Jacob checks out the application. What he sees with the application is he's able to apply to LinkedIn or even parse his resume. This is awesome because while he might not always have an updated resume, that LinkedIn is something that candidates are keeping up with on a daily or weekly basis. This is giving the applicants a really easy way to apply in addition to being able to parse the resume. This also speaks to Oracle's unique, deep partnership with LinkedIn. Not only can candidates apply with LinkedIn, but once they're actually employees, they could also use LinkedIn to parse in their skills and create their profile within HCM Cloud. So Jacob uses his LinkedIn to apply, and his profile has been imported in a matter of seconds. The other unique piece to this process is that Inspire has made this a one-page apply for Jacob, once again making it very responsive on the mobile device, since most applicants are really making this a mobile-first application process. Jacob reviews everything that his LinkedIn profile has parsed through, making any adjustments or changes as needed. He can then fill in any additional pre-screening questions as well, and he submits his job application. This application took a matter of seconds for Jacob to finish. That's really what we need from an applicant standpoint to combat that applicant drop-off and make sure that organizations are able to capture top talent. Once Jacob applies in a matter of seconds, he's met with a confirmation page. This confirmation page is also bringing him to his candidate profile. Jacob can also use that email address from the beginning of the application process as a unique identifier to log back into this candidate profile after the fact. Once again, we see that Jacob is doing all of this from his mobile device, so he's able to apply and update that application on the go in a matter of seconds. Jacob also sees this is where he can sign up for any type of talent communities. This is great for Jacob in that he's going to be able to stay up to date on any type of future positions or future opportunities with Inspire. This is also great for recruiters as well, in that they're able to capture passive candidates and continue to market out to them through those talent campaigns that we saw at the very beginning of Jacob's journey. Fast forwarding our story a bit, Jacob has gone through part of the application process and has been selected for the next round of interviews. Instead of receiving a call or having to check his email on a continuous basis, the system has pushed out a notification for Jacob to sign up for an interview. This is also great for Jacob in that he doesn't have to wait for the recruiter to dictate when he comes in for an interview, but instead, Jacob can sign up for the times that are appropriate for him on a self-service basis. Once again, doing this all from a mobile device. Jacob completes the interview and everyone feels that this is going to be a great cultural and position fit. Jacob is moved into the offer process, and when he's moved into the offer process, after the offer's been approved, it gets sent to Jacob once again on his mobile device. Jacob can accept that offer right from his phone, instantaneously sending his response to the recruiters for them to audit, capture, and report on later. Fast forwarding in Jacob's journey, he's accepted the offer and he's been moved to a new hire within Inspire. Jacob's excited to get started, but oftentimes one of the most complex and convoluted parts of the hiring process is actually getting that employee started. Because of this fact, Inspire is able to send out specific pre-boarding and first day hire activities to Jacob before he even starts on the first day. Jacob uses the email to click into his HCM Cloud. When he logs in, Jacob is met with a very personalized look and feel. Along with that personalized look and feel, he notices emerging technology embedded within the HCM Cloud, very similar to when he was a candidate. Jacob also knows that he needs to complete his learning as well as get involved in any type of volunteering he might want to interact with. While Jacob could always click into learning specifically, he's going to use some of that emerging technology he's familiar with on the candidate side. Jacob pops open the digital assistant to help him with his onboarding tasks. One of the things that was mentioned in that email is to complete any recommended learnings or even get started on them. Using that digital assistant that's prompting him to complete any of the different tasks, he clicks into recommended learnings. By clicking into the recommended learning, the digital assistant then walks him through an easy step-by-step way to enroll into these learning programs. This is definitely giving Jacob a consumer-like experience, which is exactly what he's looking for in any of his business applications that he engages with. Through the candidate-centric experience, Oracle HCM Cloud is committed to providing a solution that allows organizations to differentiate themselves and modernize their recruiting practices, capturing top talent. What you've seen today is the power of Oracle's HCM Cloud solution. This solution is helping organizations prepare for the future with emerging technologies like Digital Assistant, a unified user experience, and a conversational user interface. To learn more, please visit oracle.com/HCM.